All right, welcome to My Mom's Basement, ladies and gentlemen. We are not in My Mom's Basement. We are on location at Daly Place. Is it Daly's or is it
Daly's Place?
Daly's Place.
Yeah.
It's my first time here, and seeing the entire setup you guys have is amazing. Like something that you guys definitely, I don't know if you're jaded to it yet, but you should be proud of the entire setup.
It's kind of become, I don't want to say jaded, but like
our second home.
Well, I'm just so used to it. Like I walk in, I'm like, hey, but yeah, like we've set up camp here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a TV studio now, basically.
It's crazy.
Trailers
in
everywhere.
the inner bowels, you see the setups. The actual setup out there where the ring is looks like an awesome venue for wrestling. Like I look at that, I'm like, man, this sold out would be so much cooler than the limited crowd. Hopefully we get that crowd back soon.
They used to put people in there, a lot of people in there, and it was crazy. It was a pretty nuts environment.
It's kind of depressing looking back at. I think what did we do? 3 shows that sold out here.
I think so.
And looking back at the clips and seeing it, and then going to like our first show here without the audience, like what a huge difference.
I think the closest we've gotten to the old days was Full Gear.
The last pay-per-view.
We won the tag titles against FTR. Like I can feel it again and hear it. Like they were loud.
When we won, like that was the same reaction I felt beforehand, where we had packed houses. We're getting there though. We've made it work, obviously.
How many are you guys putting in here at this point? The limited crowd.
Someone just told us the other day it was over 20, right, or something.
20%.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how many shows we've done here.
No.
Like the people, yeah.
15, it was 15% for a second.
Now I think it moved to 20 to 25. I want to say.
I know we have about 1,000 planned for the next pay-per-view.
All right, we're getting there.
Which is Sunday.
Yeah, so that's a big pay-per-view. It's Revolution. I'm looking forward to it a ton. You guys got a match against Chris Jericho and MJF.
Yeah.
Just on the AEW business side, what is the biggest difficulty about putting on these pay-per-views?
You know what's tough is because we're EVPs, having a match and trying to make sure the whole show is organized.
That's tough.
Yeah. That is hard. Like when we have let's say tonight we don't have a match, so it's easier for us to just focus on other things.
Yeah.
But when we have to focus on a match and everything else, that's when it gets tricky. So
it's funny. Like we always talk about, we don't complain, but we finally make it into our office where we have a few of the guys, like the Good Brothers, changing this now, and they're like, how do you guys do this? Like every time I see you, you're getting pulled into one different direction. I'm like, dude, it's crazy. And Carl Anderson's like, can I just take a walk with you when you exit this room just to see how fast you get
someone grabs you?
I was like, yeah, come with me. So I literally opened the door and it was Matt, and he's like, no way. He's like, how do you do it? I'm like, dude, it's difficult. Like, it's one thing to have the pressure of having to like have a match, but at the same time, trying to, like Nick just said, trying to make sure the whole show is smooth sailing. All the wrestlers are happy.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of work.
You know, it's been 2 years now, and I think we've got a hang of it. So I feel like we're finally there.
Everybody's kind of knows what they're good at.
But like by the time we're flying home, we're like all our energy's done. Like when I have to be a father on usually what is it, Fridays?
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. I just sit on my couch and I'm like, hey, let's just watch TV all day, kids.
Friday we're pretty free. Yeah.
So the match against Chris Jericho and MJF is an interesting one. MJF was a guy that I trained to be a wrestler for a month. And in my month in wrestling school, I got whittled out real quick. MJF was in the school.
Oh, wow.
And there's very much a vibe of like, oh, everyone knew, like he's got something there. He's going to be something. And seeing him excel in AEW has been amazing because it's like, man, that's what everyone thought, was going to happen. What do you guys think about him as a heel? Because I look at you guys, the original Bullet Club stuff, the Mount Rushmore stuff in PWG, great heel work. How do you look at MJF, a young guy?
Man, he's like this weird, like prodigy.
Right.
Like he just somehow, like you just said, you just knew. Like as soon as you heard him talk, you go, this guy's got the gift of gab. So before I'd even seen him work, I just heard him talk, and I said, oh, he's got something immediately. Just knows how to banter, and he speaks with such confidence, like a true like 10, 15-year veteran would talk. So like right away, I was like, not many people can talk like that guy. So he's got that going for him. And as long as he just keeps talking trash, he'll always have a place on a wrestling card because wrestling needs people like that. And wrestling needs good heels.
Right.
A guy like MJF, he doesn't want to be the cool heel and get the cheers. He really, truly wants the booze.
He'll make you hate him.
He'll make you hate him.
Right.
And not a lot of wrestlers like doing that anymore.
But when it's time to be a babyface, he'll at that point, he will know how to be one because he's such a good bad guy.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a main player for a long time in wrestling.
He's like an old school throwback, 80s type wrestling heel. And there's not a lot of them anymore, so he stands out now.
Yeah.
Who do you guys see as someone that could have a breakout year like MJF had in 2021 on the AEW roster?
there's so many guys on this roster now where, I mean, we look at the tag team division, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And because we help handpick a lot of these teams. And it's like, I don't think people have truly seen how good Santana or an Ortiz can be. They've had a lot of big matches and big moments, but I think that they've got a big run in them. They're one team immediately. Like Private Party, this new heel thing they're doing with Matt Hardy.
Too,
Right away, I'm like, these guys got something.
Top Flight's another.
Top Flight, you just know.
Of course.
This is a classic babyface tag team.
Yeah.
Jurassic Express, I feel like without an audience, it's hard to gauge who's over, but those guys have always been over. So if we had a packed house, those guys would be getting big reactions.
Especially with Jungle Boy's new theme song. I think that really helps. It feels like a PWG type of smart audience when they sing that song. It's like,
for real.
You want to you want to root for that guy.
And he's our buddy, but Brandon Cutler, he's gotten so good and people don't realize it because he's only usually on Dark.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we could get him on Dynamite quite a few times, he would be someone to impress a lot of people. So. There's a lot of them. So.
Speaking of Dark, you guys got a new commentator on Dark,
right.
Paul Wight. This was a shocking signing, formerly known as The Big Show.
Yep.
I just kind of viewed him as a guy that would be in the WWE for the rest of his career. He would retire there.
I thought the same thing.
So how did this come about? Like,
not the same thing.
I mean, you guys have some history with The Big Show.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. You know what's funny is so Tony, I want to say it was about a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 6 weeks now.
He wanted to tell us something. And he gathered us up with Kenny. He's like, hey, what do you guys think of signing the Big Show? We're like, what?
It was shocked us.
It just came.
Because
I
feel like I didn't even know he was a free agent.
Same here. I had no clue.
I think he quietly became a free agent recently. Yeah.
Right. And our reaction was like, really? I thought he would be a lifetime WWE guy. He's like, well, he wants to come and play. So we're like, let's do it. Yeah. And so that was pretty much how it all went. It's crazy. We just saw him right now. Reintroduced ourselves because I don't think he even remembers choke slamming you years ago. We'll have to show him.
I think if I showed him the clip, he may remember because that got a lot of play back in the day. Because I got up so high for him. Really
wasn't it in his entrance video or something?
It must have been. Yeah,
I think it was.
It got a lot of TV time. So it's like maybe if he sees that bump, he'll go, "You were the guy who took that bump." And like we've gotten a lot of BTE bits out of it. We've had fun with it, so I'll have to.
He's gonna have to be on BTE soon.
We were just talking to Machine Gun and Gallows, and they're just putting him over big time. He's like, this guy's a sweetheart, and then he walked into our room right after that, and we said hello, and we kind of had to run away from him.
Well,
and
he was
Oh, sorry.
So he probably thinks we ditched him.
He thinks we're as soon as he opens the door, he goes, "Oh, so this is where the main event guys go, huh?" He's just already
talking to me of all people. Like, yikes! God, I'm gonna get a knuckle sandwich from that guy later. Tony Kahn, you just mentioned, he just won Promoter of the Year in the Wrestling Observer newsletters, getting a lot of press for that. You guys must be proud of him for that. Working with him. Talk about what he's been like as a promoter, because nobody knew in the beginning what this guy's going to be like. He's coming from football. He's a massive wrestling fan. Nobody knows how the fan dynamic would blend in. So how has the working relationship been with Tony over the past few years?
Well, right away we knew he was a wrestling genius. Like, I remember the first time we met him, he was giving us dates of like shows that we had done, and like Christopher Daniels was with us, and he was like, CD, you hurt your neck on Nitro on this date. And we were like, he was just spitting out facts. And we're like, how in the world does his brain work like this? But it does, and it's always been that way. So right away we knew, all right, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's a wrestling fan, and this is something that he's obviously very, very passionate about. So as soon as we knew he was very passionate, we were like, we have to do this, and he's going to make it work because he loves this so much.
That's one thing. Like, sometimes you'll work for a wrestling promoter, and you're like, why is this guy a wrestling promoter? He doesn't even like wrestling, right? And that's the opposite with Tony. He loves this more than
this is
anybody.
His baby. Yeah.
And I think early on, nobody, like 2 years ago, you never even heard the name Tony Khan. Like, I never had, certainly. And it's funny because I fast forward 2 years later, like, people love him, and he's like one of these names that you hear now, and it's in the public, it's all positive. So it's like, I'm proud of what's happened in 2 years from just picking up the phone and having a conversation with this guy. So now he's runing this. Like, we were just talking earlier about Daly's place. Like, look at this place.
It's crazy. And it's not even his only thing. Like, he's got the Jaguars. He's got full. I mean, we were talking about wearing multiple hats. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he ever sleeps. Like when does he sleep? And he's the most energetic man. I don't know if you've met him yet.
I haven't.
energetic man you'll ever meet in your entire life. Like he's constantly.
Yeah, he doesn't run out of energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys are also involved in the booking process a ton as well. Where do you take the most inspiration as far as that goes? Is it stuff that you think, here's stuff I've learned throughout my career in wrestling, or is it your favorite stuff back in the day? Is it the stuff that you've seen modern? Where do you take the booking inspiration from?
Man, for me, I try to think outside of wrestling because I feel like so much has been done in wrestling. So like, I'll just kind of draw my inspiration from movies or television series, stuff like that. I try to think outside of the box. I don't even think about what the other companies are doing or have done.
Yeah.
Maybe like an idea that we've done, back in the indies that worked. Yeah. It's like, hey, maybe we can bring that to TV and do it there.
Yeah, we've done that.
We've done that.
With like stuff that we've done on TV. I don't know like of a good example to bring up. I'm trying to think, but we've brought something that worked at PWG and brought it to here, and it worked. So and it worked on a bigger scale. So and I think that helps. The experience helps.
Like in Tony, he thinks old school and things that have happened in the past and trying to bring, reinvent them.
Yeah.
And I think Cody with his dad, he thinks the same way. And like me, Nick, and Kenny are always thinking about, hey, let's do something new that's never been done.
So it's a nice blend.
So it's a nice blend of all the styles. So it's like, that's why when you watch the show, you can almost be like, oh, I bet this was a Cody segment.
Yeah.
I bet this was a Buck segment.
Yeah.
I think all flavors create one nice little thing, though. Like it's a recipe for a nice meal.
Definitely.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite moment in AEW that you guys weren't involved in?
Man.
Oh, man.
We sound so egotistical because I'm just thinking of all stuff.
Because
you're thinking of last year's Revolution, like that tag match.
That or like the Stadium Stampede or
I'm
trying to think of something that I'm not involved. You know what was special? I'll always remember this was Moxley's debut.
Oh, that was
something we weren't a part
of. The crowd.
Yeah. And just God, I miss a packed house.
Yeah.
Just the reaction, like watching that back, and you go, "Oh my God, that's how a crowd sounds."
And the fan videos, people shaking, like, "Oh my God, losing their minds."
Stuff like that. The first episode of Dynamite, just listening to Cody's music hit, and the arena just erupting, and just so ready for something new on television.
One thing for me that I wasn't involved in directly, but like we helped get Orange Cassidy a job here, and I just knew that it was going to work, and a lot of people didn't think so. And the moment the lights turned on and he was standing in the ring and the place erupted, it was like validation for me. Because I knew, and I had to convince a lot of naysayers about that. And when it worked, I said, I see, you see, like I wanted to
told you,
right. It's like just hearing that and seeing what he's become in the last 16 months or whatever, like it's been incredible. But that, I could say that about everybody. I could say about Luchasaurus when Trent told us, hey, you should check this guy out, and we're like, okay, and we put him in that battle royal.
Yeah.
And by the end of the battle royal, everybody's chanting Luchasaurus. Like moments like that, Private Party really coming into their own, Darby getting over organically.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that.
Watching things happen over time, like week to week to week, with the power of television, and seeing these characters kind of blow up. It's like, wow, that's really cool.
I remember Darby being under an Evolve contract, and I saw a clip of him, and I sent it to Tony, Kenny, and Cody. I go, we have to sign this guy. This guy's too good. And it was like just one of his signature spots.
It was him doing that little like tackle 3/4.
That's right. I was like, we have to sign this guy.
I thought it was going to be like Brian Cage throwing him.
Feet. We used to trade those clips to Kenny in Japan.
Right.
Look at what this kid's doing. He's crazy.
It's crazy to think that was just like, what, 3 years ago? Or something? Yeah. And then now look at him. He's a big star. Like,
another cool fun moment too was Sting.
I was going to ask about Sting. Is that like, how is that not surreal for you guys? That's Sting in your company now.
I'll never forget him just walking by, because it was a really great kept secret. Nobody knew about it. Just a few of us did.
Yep.
So when he walked by everybody's just like, what? Like, what the hell's going on here? And like, it was a moment where everyone kind of as a company came together again as a team, and it felt like we were all together being fans again.
Yeah, I love the way that Sting is being used in the company too. Like the way that he's helping Darby and getting Darby over in that way is brilliant, I think. All right, final question for you guys. What is your biggest hope for AEW in 2021?
Jeez. I know mine right out of the gate, if you want me to.
What, a packed house?
A packed house by the end of the year.
Yeah. If we could do it in a safe manner, of course, that would be number one.
Yeah, let's ramp those vaccines up. Let's get a packed house.
Just to continue to be fresh and be the alternative to the wrestling world, and just to try to have fun. That's something that I've learned in the last years, just to try to have fun, because life is so short.
Yeah.
So you have to try to enjoy every moment, because you just never know when it's the end of it. You know. So that's what I try to do every day, is try to enjoy everything.
Yep.
So.
And to keep winning the ratings on Wednesday nights.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe the only people on Wednesday night soon.
Yeah.
I heard a
We'll
rumor.
see about that. Yeah. All right, guys. AEW Revolution going down this Sunday. I can't wait. This tag match is going to be off the charts crazy, and you've got the exploding barbed wire death match.
Crap.
I mean, the entire card, top to bottom. Got a match that you guys are looking forward to the most?
You just named
That
it.
one, yeah.
It's like FMW all over.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I saw them setting up the barbed wire and testing all the stuff.
Explosives. They're crazy. Terrifying.
I was going to say, do you get like scared for Kenny watching that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's going to be
Very
insane.
loud. Very loud.
All right, guys. Check out the pay-per-view this weekend. Young Bucks, thank you.
Thank you.
And you've got this.